Did you know that there are many uses for life insurance? Paul, what other uses of life insurance other than death benefit are there?
Well, you know what, Troy, that's an interesting question because when you say life insurance to most people, you see a stricken look on their face and they look for a place to hide because they've heard that's a sworn enemy of the public, especially if it's cash value life insurance, right?
Hmm.
And what most people don't realize is this sometimes the last reason to buy life insurance is in fact for the death benefit. So to answer your question directly, what are some of the other uses? Well, believe it or not, the earliest forms of life insurance were not term insurance. Okay. Most people think that's kind of the starting point of life insurance and that cash value policies grew from that. But the oldest form of life insurance, this whole life insurance, was designed to last your whole life. And it built cash value up organically over time as you made premium payments. So the first use of life insurance can be for cash leverage, both in terms of growth and in terms of liquidity and borrowing power during an insured's lifetime,
Hmm.
right? Second thing that life insurance has morphed into is the living benefit aspect of life insurance, meaning that we can take the death benefit and convert it over for three particular living benefits: terminal illness, critical illness like heart attack, cancer, and stroke, and chronic illness, which works like a long term care type of
Hmm.
benefit. Okay. So when we need those benefits, we convert the death benefit over. And what we're essentially showing the client how to do is spend their own death benefit in their own lifetime where it benefits them. Right.
That sounds like a lot of extra benefits. So I'm sure that it's going to cost the client a lot more to have all these living benefits and cash accumulation and growth and everything.
One would think, wouldn't they, Troy?
I would think
Yeah.
so.
But actually, in most cases, this is permanent insurance we're talking about, and the insurance company is already planning on paying that death benefit out anyway, right?
Hmm.
So all they're really letting you do is take a portion of that death benefit while you're alive and pass the remaining death benefit on at no additional cost to the client. Sure, there's fees and riders to administrate it and so forth like that, but very minimal in cost and very transparent to the consumer themselves.
But is there a way to recuperate the cost of the life insurance policy?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we like to teach our clients to do, you and I both, is how to create a life insurance policy that maximizes the cash value and
Mhm.
maybe minimizes the death benefit over time up front, but over time the death benefit will grow to where it's actually larger than the level death benefit that most people are used to buying. And as that cash value grows along the way, they're able to get every dime back in the cash value growth that they paid in premium, thus eliminating what Dave Ramsey likes to refer to as the cost of insurance. He likes to talk about the cost of insurance all the time, right? Well, once I've got all my premiums back in terms of cash value, there really effectively is no cost of insurance. Would you agree?
I would totally agree
Okay.
with that.
So, you know, cost, other benefits, usually when you start throwing these things out of how they can get their cost back, how they have these other benefits, kind of something rings through people's mind. I think, wow, this just sounds too good to be true. Why wouldn't everybody want these kind of benefits? So how would you answer that, Troy?
Well, why not? You can get them. Like you said earlier, there's no additional cost. You can recuperate all the costs that you're putting into life insurance within 7 to 12 years, conservatively, right?
Absolutely.
Depending on how you fund it. And by shrinking the death benefits, going to lower the cost of the insurance altogether. So why wouldn't you do it? You would do it. That's the purpose of it. And educating your clients to know this and to get it is going to add value to them, their family, their children's children, and change their legacy.
Okay. So let's you and I talk about a couple specific things that's in our wheelhouses of expertise. Okay.
Mhm.
So first, let's talk about you, Troy, and the retirement planning aspect, maybe even the long-term care type of aspect, and how what kind of products would we use to structure for those needs. And then I'll talk about my wheelhouse, which is debt elimination and what we do there. So go ahead
Sure.
and lead on.
Well, we just recently did a IUL, which is an index universal life for a 2-year-old. And the grandparents are putting in $200 a month. By the time the child reaches 65, they will have over $341,000 tax free for the rest of their life every year. So that's the power of what tax-free retirement planning can do using an index universal life policy.
Awesome. And then along the way, of course, we've got the living benefits and all the other things
Correct.
for
Yes. All the other bells and whistles.
if something happens along the way, we're covered, right?
Mhm.
Specifically with Equity XL, we show folks how to leverage dividend-paying whole life insurance, which has year-to-year guarantees and guaranteed performance, to effectively eliminate all their debt, usually in as little as 5 to 7 years. Most of the time, all the consumer debt gone in 2 years or less without spending any more money. We're leveraging it through the life insurance, building up that cash value, borrowing against it, eliminating the debt. And along the way, we've got permanent life insurance. We have living benefits. We have a long-term nucleus to a retirement plan and foundation so that somebody's got a financial tool that they can use the rest of their life. On top of that, we can do things like college planning, and we have business owner cases and things like that that life insurance is all a part of. If you want to know more, reach out to Troy and I. We can put some information together, can help educate you better so that you can be in tip-top shape when you get in front of your client. With that, Troy, we would like to say,
Happy selling.